All right. All right, man. Salakia, we had some technical difficulties. The oppressor is always going to be the devil that the Bible speaks of, because once you get too much into getting on their behinds, then all of a sudden something is going to happen. All of a sudden you're gonna get a black screen and your laptop not gonna work or anything like that. You're gonna have technical difficulties, but it's okay because we're not gonna stop. This has to be said because we have to hold these people accountable for what they are doing. So you're not going to be able to quiet us. We're going to keep speaking on these things because these things are the things that we need to know, man. What we need to tell our religious leaders and these leaders that are over the black community is they need to watch their mouth. They need to watch what they say. Because right now what they are saying is sitting here putting all these people and damning them to the judgment of the Most High. Y'all sitting here making it hard for people to actually live in the way that they're supposed to live because you are too busy trying to fatten your pockets on the backs of your brothers and your sisters. You don't have true brotherhood. You don't have true sisterhood. You are not a servant of the Most High God. Right. Because newsflash, for you to be a true watchman, for you to be a true leader, you have to be the biggest servant of anybody else, man. That means you got to be selfless in a world full of selfishness. The world is made off of selfishness. If y'all don't understand that, man, the oppressor is some of the biggest selfish people of this earth. All the other heathen nations are selfish. And you know what the Most High God told us to be? Selfless. We have to be selfless. We have to be servants. To be a great leader, that means you have to be a great servant. Understand that. So just think about it. Because a lot of people love rank. Everybody loves rank. Everybody won't rank. But you don't understand this. The higher your rank is, the more you have to be selfless. The more you have to be a servant to your people. Commanding General YAHANNA is one of the biggest servants of all. All the generals are servants. If you don't understand how they're servants, understand this. Anytime their phone rings, they have to answer it. It don't matter what time it is. If their phone rings, they have to answer it. You want to know why they have to answer it? Because it's somebody that's in need of their services. It don't matter if they're in the midst of being on a date with their wives. They have to answer the phone. They have to be like, Salakia, baby, just please understand. Shalom. What do you need? Okay, is this a situation that you really need help with right now? Okay. It's an emergency? Okay, no sweat. What do you need? Go ahead. I'm right here. No matter how long the conversation is, while they're out with their families, they're answering the phone. When they can be in the midst of getting some rest, they phone ring, they Shalom, no, I'm up. All right. So what do you need? What's going on? Okay, how may I help you? They're not on the phone. Yeah, Shalom. Yeah, I'm asleep. Can I call you back? They're not doing that because they are the biggest servants of all of us. And to be a true leader, you have to be a servant, man. You have to show selflessness. You can't be selfish. And that's what a lot of us have to grow into. You think you being an officer of 50, you think that you got to be a servant, you got to be a con out of one conner. Do you know that the generals are saying con out of one con every single time that they answer the phone? Like a lot of us don't see it that way because, they're answering the phone and we look at them like they are, some of the greatest people on earth right now. Because right now on earth, they are the greatest people on earth. We look at them with so much of high regard that we don't understand that they are serving us every single time. They are sitting here being selfless. They are sitting here telling, you know what? Forget my sleep. Forget the fact that I'm tired because my people need me. Forget the fact that I want to sit here and eat with my family. I want to sit here and have one-on-one time with my wife. Forget that because my people need me. My people have been destroyed from a lack of knowledge for too long. So now I'm going to be that person that gives them knowledge every time I can. So when my phone rings, I'm picking it up. That's what the generals do. So who are you as a trooper to sit here and complain about the work that you have to do? Who are you as an officer of 50 to complain about the work that you have to do? The thing about it is you just get orders. You're not the person that has to answer to Christ. Like, you're not the person, you get the orders, and by you getting the orders, you have to sit here and complete the orders. See, what the generals have to do is, the generals, Commander General YAHANNA, he get the orders from Christ, then he gives out orders. Then he makes sure that the orders get done by the other generals, because the other generals is trying to take the weight off of Commander General YAHANNA's back. So they're making sure that the works get done. And the captains are trying to get the work off of the generals because the generals do so much. So they're trying to make sure that they don't have to do enough. And it's just it's a whole cycle of people trying to do something to make sure that they're showing brotherhood. And all of it's by being a servant, selfless. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Here in the I.S.U.P.K, we don't have the option to be selfish. We gave away that option when we decided to get into the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General YAHANNA. That's right. When we gave that oath, when you sat here and did your 90 days and became a trooper, you gave that oath right then and there when you got your Hebrew name that you are no longer going to be a selfish person, right, but you are now going to be selfless. So now that you've given that oath, now it's time to put that work in. Really? Let's go to Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Let's go look at another watchman. Let's see what another watchman did. Let's see how he moved. And y'all gonna know who this watchman is. But let's see how he moved. Let's see if you move like him. Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 5, verse 17.
Right.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Verse 18.
Hold on. Let's just talk about this right now. What color are them words written in?
In red, sir.
So who is talking?
Right.
So Christ is talking right now, telling you, think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets, but I come to fulfill it. He was a watchman. He was a true leader. Understand this. He knew for a fact. See, a lot of people, this is what y'all overlook with Christ. When Christ is talking right now, he's letting you know, hey, man, I'm just like you. I am a man on this earth. But you want to know something? This is what you should be doing. All these laws, statutes, and commandments, they told me not to eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster because that's what the word says. I'm not eating pork, crab, shrimp, or lobster. They told me not to be a homosexual. I'm not being a homosexual. They told me not to smoke weed, not to do all these abominable things on this earth. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any of those things because that is what the law says for me not to do. So I'm coming here to show you that it's okay for you to be perfect. It's okay for you to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. What a real leader does. Right. A real leader will sit here and be like, you know what? I'm not going to be selfish. I'm not going to think that I only got one life to live, so I'm going to do whatever I feel like doing. No, I'm going to show everybody that, you know what? It's okay for you to be perfect. It's okay for you to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. And that's what we're going to do. He's a true leader for doing that. He is a true watchman for doing that. Because when he was here, he was going and he was blowing the trumpet on all the BS that was happening. Because his job was to come down here and to be perfect. Newsflash: Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, Puerto Ricans, Colombians, Haitians, Jamaicans, understand this. You was born to come down here to be perfect, to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, just like Christ was. Go ahead, sis.
I think some people say that you can't be perfect.
Hold on, grab the mic.
I think some people say that they can't be perfect because they don't know what the real definition of it is.
And that's absolutely correct. Because you want to know why? Because they're following behind the watchman of the oppressor instead of the watchman of the Most High. See, the watchman of the Most High teaches you how to be perfect. The watchman of the oppressor teaches you that it's okay for you to do whatever you feel like doing because you only got one life to live. Well, really and truthfully, that one life that you have to live has a bunch of lives in stake. Now, and you want to know, it's crazy because right now my son, he just keep running back and forth trying to be up here with his dad. But if I had the mindset of I only have one life to live, understand this, my whole household falls. Because everybody in my household looks up to me to be the leader. So if I only had the mindset of, you know what, I only got one life to live, so I'm going to live it however I feel like living, then I'm letting it be known that I don't care about my son's life. I'm letting it be known that I don't care about nobody's life but my own. And look how many people the Most High God has given me to sit here and be a watchman over. Like down here in South Texas, I'm the head of Shamar. If I only thought about myself, if I was selfish, do you know how many people's lives can be at jeopardy because me being selfish? As somebody that's on Shamar, you can never be selfish. As a priest and prophet, you can never be selfish. Because the first time you're being selfish, you're letting everybody that's under you, you're letting all these people die. Oh, I don't feel like doing this, or I don't feel like doing that. You're deciding to let everybody die right then and there. Oh, I don't want to do this. Oh, I don't feel like getting up and teaching a class today. Okay. Well, the people that could have learned from you today, the people that could have been there to learn something new today is not going to learn something new because you're not there. Because that's something that the Most High God wanted for you. Yeah, anybody can come teach a class, but maybe this class that's supposed to be taught today is supposed to be taught by you because that's what the Most High God wanted. He wanted you to teach today. And by you sitting here being selfish, you're no longer doing that. So if Christ was selfish, we would never know what it was to be perfect. We wouldn't know what it was in all the instance to be downright perfect all the way through and through and have somebody die for our sins. Christ came and did that. Christ came and died for our sins. He came and showed that everything will be fulfilled through him. Just to let you know that when I say everything to be fulfilled through him, he was showing that you could follow all the laws, statutes, and commandments. And it's letting you know also in Matthew's, brother, keep reading, matter of fact. Verse 18.
Verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled.
Understand this, all is not fulfilled. Has heaven and earth passed? No. So the Most High God is letting you know, hey man, you can be perfect.
Right.
And understand this. This is how long you're supposed to be perfect. You're supposed to be perfect until heaven and earth pass and all be fulfilled.
Right.
Like, see, Judgment Day has not happened. Like, how, okay, so for the Christian church, my question is this. How can you sit here and say all the laws are done away with, but yet we still sitting here in hell? How can you sit here and say all the laws are done away with when the Bible is clearly telling you until heaven and earth pass, not one jot or one tittle shall surpass from the law to all be fulfilled? Revelation has not happened yet.
Right.
So why have y'all stopped? Maybe it's because you don't trust the Most High God. Maybe because you're not really followers of Christ. Maybe it's because you really don't love the Lord. Brother, keep reading.
Come, verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
So your Christian pastors are going to be called what?
The least in the kingdom of heaven.
All these black so-called leaders, all these black high people that gather all of us together to march for Black Lives Matters, to march for the gay rallies, to march for the LGBTQRSPPP. All these people, they are going to be called what?
Shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
All these so-called religious leaders that are doing the oppressor's bidding are going to be called what?
Shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
All these people, all these so-called OGs, all these so-called gangsters that sitting out here telling boys it's okay to kill one another, it's okay to abuse drugs, it's okay to sell drugs, they are going to be what?
Shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
Understand this. This is Christ's words. It's not my words. It's not this brother's words. It's not this brother's word. It's not that brother in the back word. It's Christ's words. He's letting you know, because y'all don't have true brotherhood, because y'all are not following the law, statutes, and commandments, and y'all teaching people not to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. You shall be called what?
The same shall be called great in the kingdom.
They should be called what? No sweat. They should be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But see, the thing about it is, if somebody got to be called least in the kingdom of heaven, somebody should be called great in the kingdom of heaven. And the people that's going to be called great in the kingdom of heaven are the people that are teaching you correctly.
Right.
That's teaching you that there is law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
They're teaching you that it's not okay for you to eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. It's not okay for you to sit here and kill your own people. It's not okay for you to sit here and feed your own people flesh, human flesh. It's not okay for you to sit here and molest women. It's not okay for women to molest men. It's not okay for you to be a man and you sucking on a rod. It's not okay for you to be a woman and you're sitting here munching on box. It's not okay for you to be a Christian pastor or a grown man messing with a little kid. It's not okay for you to do these things that you've been doing. It's not okay for you to be smoking weed. It's not okay for you to be smoking Black and Milds and cigarettes. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay to do the smallest sin, because we all know no matter how small or how big the sin is, it's the same to the Most High God.
That's right.
So I used to tell people this all the time. If y'all sit here and tell me it's okay for you to eat pork, you're telling me it's okay for you to put your mouth on a rod. If y'all sit here and say it's okay for you to smoke weed, then you're letting me know that you're homosexual. If you sit here and tell me it's okay for you to rob from your own people, you're telling me that you are homosexual. Because don't nobody like, let me tell you something. Something that make a straight man pissed off mad is for you to call a straight man a homosexual. But all you straight men out there abusing these drugs, smoking on Black and Mild, smoking on cigarettes, selling weed, selling drugs in your community, doing all these things that's against the Most High God, understand this. All of y'all are acting like homosexuals.
That's right.
all of y'all to the Most High God are homosexuals. Right. Because y'all are doing the exact same thing that a homosexual is doing, because no sin is greater than the other. Understand that, man. And that's something that we have to understand coming into the truth. We have to understand that, and that's what made us stop doing a bunch of stuff. Oh, you know, man, the first time I heard that, bro, I was like, bro, hold on, fam. Like, I remember for a fact, man, like, I used to be a big weed smoker. Man, I heard if you smoking weed, you might as well suck on a rod. I was like, whoa, partner, hold on, Watts. Hold on now. Like, y'all tripping, fam. Like, fam, don't put me in that category. Like, me not understanding that one sin is not greater than the other, I got pissed off, mad. Like, say, fam, how you gonna sit here and put this with this? Well, if you read the Bible and you understand what the Bible's saying, and you're listening to real Watchmen, the real Watchman is telling you that no sin is greater than the other. So the smallest sin is like the biggest sin to the Most High. So all these things add up. And that's what made me be like, well, you know what? It's time for me to stop all this, fam. I know good and goddamn well I ain't finna be around here blowing no rod. Nah, not me. Nah. And I don't want to look like a homosexual to the Most High, because that's an abomination. Right. Understand this. Think of the nastiest thing on this earth that make you cringe, that make you just be like, bro, get that out of my sight. And you smoking weed is doing that to the Most High God. Like, the Most High is seeing you smoke weed and he's just looking at you like, man, look at this dude, bro. Look at him. Man, he's disgusting. He disgusts me. And your watchmen are not being real brothers. They're not showing you brotherhood by telling you it's bad. But here in the I.S.U.P.K, we're going to let you know it's bad. Because I don't want the Lord to tell me, depart from me, I never knew you. Oh, I don't want that. I want him to be like, hey, well done, my good and faithful servant. Hey, man, come on in. Come on, man. Come on to this kingdom. Come on inside, man. Come get you some wine. Hey, you know what? I got this over here. I got this kingdom over here that I want you to run. I want you to be a ruler over here. Or I want him to be like, you know, come on in, man. You know what it's time? It's time for you to go train. Go train. You know what? It's time for you to go train. We got a battle. And after this battle, you got this land that you're going to have. You got all this that you're going to rule. I want him to be like, yeah, well, I want the okay from my real father. You know, we all got an earthly father. I want the okay from my real father. My father that's sitting here, that put my earthly father on earth. That put me here. Right. That told me it's time for you to come out of darkness, my son, and come into this marvelous light. Right. And get your people out of this hell so that way we can all get out. Because that's what he's waiting on. He's waiting on the real watchmen to do their job. He's waiting on all these people. Like, if you feel like you are an outcast in the Christian church, maybe it's because you're not supposed to be there. You know, some people aren't real men. Some people aren't real enough. So the Lord will sit here and tell them, you know, go into these other organizations that will let you be who you want to be instead of what the Most High wants you to be. But here in the I.S.U.P.K, that ain't flying. You're going to be a real man for the Most High God. That's right. And if you ain't going to be a real man for the Most High God, you will leave and depart from us, because you will not be able to stand in the ranks of these mighty men. Right. And understand this. This is what we live every single day as true watchmen, right, as true leaders. Everybody couldn't deal with Christ. Y'all saw it. One of Christ's partners snitched on him because he couldn't deal with it. Christ was doing too much. He was doing too much as a watchman. He was doing too much as a leader. One of his partners had to snitch on him. And Christ the whole time knew it. And he was just like, man, it's all good. That's just like you sitting here being high. Like you're sitting here doing everything that you're supposed to do. And you know for a fact, hey, man, I know one of y'all gonna snitch on me. I know one of y'all gonna make it where I go to jail. And I know y'all gonna make it where they crucify me. But it's all good though. You wanna know why it's all good? Because that's exactly what my father wants. But it's all good, fam. Like, go ahead, do your thing. And the whole time, all your partners like, man, I ain't gonna never do that to you, bro. Like, nah, man, we good, bro. And that one partner that's sitting here telling you, nah, we good, bro, is the partner that's already been plotting on you from day one. Understand this, man. Be a true watchman. That's brotherhood. Sisters, look out for one another. Like, if y'all see a sister out here showing naked behind, come on now. Tell your sister, hey, you know what, sis? You know, I like your shape and figure that you have. But you know what? I would like it even more better if you covered it up. Give a man something to imagine. Like, I'm so tired. Like, I'm so tired of seeing all these women half naked. Like, you're not giving me nothing to imagine. Because the only thing that you're doing is you're showing me everything. Like, you're showing me so much that I know what it's going to look like when you take off the tights. I know what it's going to look like when you take off the sports bra and tights. Because you got on the tights with no drawers on, and then you got the sports bra with your headlights already poking out on swangers, on foes, with the elbows poking out. Like, if we had real watchmen, if we had real leaders, we would sit here and start canceling that out, man. Y'all just put some clothes on. Man, shut down all these strip clubs. When we see a sister out there with half naked, man, tell her, hey, sis, you know what, sis? You're too beautiful to be showing all this nakedness. What you need to do is you need to put some clothes on. It's 40 degrees outside, sis. Why are you showing so much skin? Oh, is it because hoes don't get cold? That twat so hot it don't get cold no more? But y'all sitting here allowing it as men. As a man, you should step up and not want that. Think of that person as your daughter. Right. Think of that person as your sister. If you really think about all these people being your sister, man, you'll sit here and be like, hey, sis, you know, hey, Salakia, sis, I need you to put some clothes on, you know. Like, I don't even want men out here lusting after your flesh like this. Because that's all they doing. And you wondering why they sitting here having sex with you and then sitting here throwing you away. It's because instead of our leaders that y'all put over us trying to be real with you, they're sitting here letting you be leased. Like, that's why we're having so many people being raped. So many women are being taken advantage of because our leaders are not telling them to cover up. Our leaders are going to be leased in the kingdom because they won't do the duty of telling them to cover their behinds. Sisters, put your titties up. Sisters, cover your behind. Sisters, you know what? It's okay for you to sit here and have a dress on with some tights under it. And when I'm saying a dress on with some tights under it, the dress is coming down to your thigh, like right above your knee. And then you got some tights on under it to make sure that you're nice and warm during these cold times. Right. Not for you to be sitting out here with a thong up your behind with a dress that's barely over the booty cheeks. And every time you walk, you got to pull it down and shimmy it down. Your religious leaders is telling you that's okay. It's okay for you to have that little skimpy dress on in their church. Here in the I.S.U.P.K, that is not okay. Sister, cover up. Right. You ain't got to sit here and have everything skin tight. Okay, sis, we know you got body. All right. The Most High God gave you and blessed you with that body. But see, nowadays, some of y'all ain't been blessed with that body. Some of y'all have blessed y'all. Y'all done got y'all bodies blessed by some of these surgeons, gotten these BBLs and all this. And that ain't what was meant for us. But your religious leaders, your watchmen that the oppressor has put above you has told you that all these things is okay. Your natural beauty is okay. For you to be covered up is okay. For you to give a man something to think about other than lusting after your flesh is okay, sister. Give me something to respect. Because as a priest and prophet, we're looking for it. We're looking for something to respect. I want to respect your mind before I respect your behind. Like that's something that needs to happen nowadays. We need to be able to respect a woman's mind before we just think about what I can get from her. Oh man, she got all these tongue piercings. She got all this lip gloss. She poked out her lips. She got her titties showing. She got all these her breasts showing and all this. What are you what are you really looking for? You looking for a one night stand, or are you looking for something that you can keep for a long time? But understand these people that's told you that is okay, they'll be least in the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
And a lot of them, see, a lot of them need to watch their mouths. Like that's the nice way of saying they need to shut up.
Right.
They need to shut the F up, because really and truthfully, they are the problem. They are what's making this community worse. That's why everybody is sitting here trying to shoot one another instead of sitting here trying to talk stuff out. Because y'all are teaching us the wrong things. Y'all are teaching us it's okay. Hey, if you got a problem, man, you need to shoot it out. Instead of, if you got a problem as a man, you need to go sit down and talk to this brother. Matthew 18 and 15. You need to sit here and have a conversation. Nah, everybody's too emotional to do that. Everybody's sitting here thinking that they got to be big baller, shot caller, but really none of y'all big balling, because y'all got all this money in the world, but when the Most High God comes back, you ain't going to have nothing. And that's going to be the biggest slap in the face for all these people. Hey, let's go to Isaiah 58 and go to verse 1 for me, please. We got a couple more scriptures, then we're going to get up out of here, man. Isaiah 58, verse 1. Let me know once you have it.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and read it.
Okay. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgression.
So, Salakia, if you are a true leader and you really have brotherhood and you are really selfless, you should be crying aloud and telling the people their transgression, right, and making sure that you don't have any transgressions as well. You need to correct yourself. After you correct yourself, you need to let your people know, hey, man, I know I used to sit here and smoke weed with y'all, but you know what? I found out that was wrong and we need to stop. Hey, man, I know we sat here and we used to eat them pork chop sandwiches all the time. We used to have the crawfish boils with the catfish. We used to sit here and do all that, bro. But you know what? I found out that is an abomination unto the Lord. And I found out we sitting here eating well-seasoned Pampers. Man, I know we used to do Christmas, Thanksgiving, and all that, man. But you know what? That's pagan holidays unto the Lord, and he told us not to do it. He said, I hate and I despise your feast days. So you want to know what? Hey, man, it's time for us to stop that, man. When we go out there on the streets at camp, we're crying aloud. We're telling our people what needs to stop, because we were told what needed to stop. And by us being told what needed to stop, we changed ourselves. So keep reading, brother.
And the house of Jacob their sins. Verse 2. Yet them seek me daily, and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness, and forsook not the ordinance of their God. They ask of me the ordinances of justice. They take delight in approaching to God.
Understand this. What we need to do is we need to start being holy. And most of y'all don't understand what holy is. Holy is, that means to be set apart, to be separate. We need to start being holy. First thing is we need to get true watchmen, which we have in the I.S.U.P.K, the true leaders. We need to get our people out of this hell. They need to start listening. And if we all listen then we will sit here and seek the Most High God every single day.
That's right.
And then when we seek the Most High God every single day, there's no reason for us to commit sin. There's no reason for us to transgress the law, because that's what sin is. Sin is transgression of the law. There's no reason for us to do that if we're sitting here listening to our one true leader. If we sit here and use this Bible right here, this Bible, and we know what it means because we have the leaders in the I.S.U.P.K teaching us, there's no reason why we should sit here and still be in this hell. Go to 1 Peter 4 and 11. Matter of fact, go to 1 Peter 3 and 10. Because, like, the only thing that I'm really going to tell you is this. For all these so-called leaders, like, a lot of y'all, and I'm going to keep saying this, a lot of y'all need to watch y'all's mouths, man. A lot of y'all just need to be quiet because a lot of y'all are just standing in the way of true justice. Y'all think that y'all getting justice by marching up and down the street. Y'all thinking that y'all getting justice by standing in front of a Capitol building. Y'all thought y'all got true justice when MLK got that bill passed. Y'all thought we got true justice. No, man. The true justice is the Most High God comes back here and Judgment Day is, and that cloud in the sky opens up and it's nothing but turmoil and destruction. But everybody that is a follower of the Most High, we just sitting here shouting and yeah, it's time to go. That is true justice. But we can't never get true justice as long as y'all fake leaders, you fake watchmen, got your big mouths open.
That's right.
Y'all need to learn how to shut up. Watch your mouth. Watch what you say. Because there's so many people sitting here listening to you, and you know it. And because you're greedy dogs, you dumb, ignorant dogs, y'all are sitting here destroying our people. But y'all think that y'all got brotherhood. Y'all think y'all got the best intentions for us. How do y'all have the best intentions for us when y'all sitting here lining up your pockets with money from the oppressor? Sitting here working hand in hand with the oppressor. How are you helping your people? How do you have brotherhood like that? Go ahead and read that scripture.
Come. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3, verse 10.
Right.
For he that would love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil.
Let him do what?
Refrain his tongue from evil.
So if you are somebody that sit here and you love life and you like good days, then as a true person, as a real person, what you need to do is you need to watch your tongue. You need to watch what you say. Keep reading.
Khan. And his lips that they speak no guile. Verse 11.
What does the word guile mean? Does anybody know what the word guile is? That means sly or cunning intelligence. That means craftiness, craft. In other words, deceit. Deceitful words. Make sure that you're not sitting here talking out the side of your neck. Sitting here saying that, oh, it's okay for you to sit here and eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. Oh, you know what, sister? I know that you sat here and you got a husband. Y'all sitting here, y'all been married for 10 years, but he not doing it the way that you like it no more. Y'all sitting here with all these arguments. Sister, you know what? It's okay for you to leave him and find a new man. Nah, don't sit here and speak lies if you really want to see something good in life, if you love life. Because how can you love life, but yet you're speaking deceitful lies? Keep reading.
Come. Verse 11. Let him eschew evil and do good. Let him seek peace and ensue it. Verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous.
The eyes of the Lord is what?
Are over the righteous.
Keep reading.
And his ears are open into their prayers.
Keep reading.
Come. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil.
Understand this. And right here, this gonna be the end right here. Understand this. For all you people that are sitting here thinking that it's okay for you to do whatever you feel like doing, understand this. The Lord don't hear your prayers.
That's right.
Understand this. He knows for a fact you don't love your people.
Right.
He knows for a fact that you don't care about your people, and you're not fooling him. If you are a true leader, you are a true watchman, you are somebody that really loves your people to the point where you're being selfless for your people, then you need to come into the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA, where real men dwell and real leaders dwell and real selfless servants dwell. And make sure that the Lord hears your cries. Make sure the Lord hears your prayers. Make sure the Lord knows for a fact that you really are his servant. Y'all understand? Like this is where we strive, man. We done sat here and did all this stuff that we wanted to in the world for the short time frame that you was in the world. Now it's time for you to do everything for the Most High God until the day that you die. So for you to do that, first thing first is you got to be able to watch your mouth. You got to be able to choose who's your leader. As long as the oppressor, the Christian church, your black so-called leaders is your leader, understand this. The Lord not going to hear your prayers. And you should surely die, as the Bible said. But once you understand who's your leader, the Most High God is your leader, and you actually choose for him to be your leader, then you'll start living. Then life really begins for you. Then he hears your prayers. Then he hears your cries. So, and with that, I'm going to say Amajim, which means to stand. I'm going to say Sar, for us to face the east. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, then in English. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Ashai, Bararataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nothing Lanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawaknawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawaknawa, Wala'a, Thamayainawa, Manasai 1, Abal, Ayasai, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wahala, Wahatapara, La'awa Lumyum, Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Sar, face the front. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers, then the sisters. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak, how about Shim Yahweh Brakatah, Yada Matah, Sar, face the sister. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak, Yahweh Shemal Adah by Shim Yahweh Yada Matah, dismiss.